And today I'm going to detail how excess fat accumulation contributes to the thickening and scarring of connective tissue known as fibrosis. Normally, fibrosis is a component of wound healing, and one key player involved in this process is a protein called galectin-3, which initiates fibrogenesis, the process by which fibroblast cells generate the scar tissue of fibrosis. However, elevated and prolonged inflammation, like that seen so abundantly in obesity, can lead to tissue dysfunction, abnormal scarring, impaired wound healing, and also excessive production of galectin-3, which is much more infamous for its inflammation-driven dark side, thanks to its ominous title, the protein of death. Chronically excessive caloric intake triggers uncontrolled inflammatory responses, leading to systemic low-grade inflammation, metabolic disorders like insulin resistance, and extracellular matrix remodeling of fat cells. Normally, fat tissue remodeling contributes to fat's function as an essential energy reservoir and overall endocrine organ. However, in obesity, the excessively enlarged fat cells exhibit an increased expression and secretion of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which then recruit immune cells like macrophages. And these macrophages can permeate the enlarged fat cells, particularly the detrimental visceral fat, known as white adipose tissue, that surrounds vital organs. Galectin-3, which propels inflammation, glucose intolerance, and insulin resistance, is expressed in all types of macrophages that permeate visceral fat, and galectin-3 levels actually increase in expanding fat tissue and during excessive inflammation. Hypoxia, or insufficient tissue oxygenation, is also a consequence of excess fat accumulation, and fat tissue hypoxia activates a key transcription factor called, appropriately, hypoxia-inducible factor 1 alpha, which accelerates adipose tissue fibrosis while also increasing inflammation and galectin-3 expression in obese adipose tissue. As problematic as excessive galectin-3 can be, there is actually an amazingly easy way to kill the protein of death. Modified citrus pectin, a water-soluble fiber derived from the pith and peel of citrus fruits, is the most direct galectin-3 inhibitor available. Unlike a traditional fiber, the modified part of modified citrus pectin refers to how this fiber has been fractionated so that it passes through the intestinal barrier and into the bloodstream, where it then famously binds to heavy metals and numerous other toxins, and one of modified citrus pectin's primary targets is galectin-3. So by inhibiting galectin-3, modified citrus pectin blocks fat tissue fibrosis and the resulting inflammation, while also preventing the fibrosis-driven increase of surrounding collagen that accompanies an increase in fat cell size. This includes the deposition of a specific kind of collagen called type 6 collagen, which would otherwise trigger the infiltration of immune cells like macrophages, thus sustaining the excessive inflammation. You'll find modified citrus pectin as either powder or capsules, and a common dose that you'll often encounter is 5,000 milligrams, which is represented as either 1 teaspoon of powder or around 6 capsules. Remember to take your modified citrus pectin around 2 hours away from any supplements or medication, because the modified citrus pectin will actually pull those out of you if taken too closely together. Targeting and reducing excessive galectin-3 production is obviously just one of many ways to address obesity-driven inflammation and fibrosis. And as modified citrus pectin is both a powerful anti-inflammatory and also, more importantly, the most direct way to disable galectin-3, then regular daily intake of modified citrus pectin should really be one strategy to consider. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.